You may or may not know this, but it is now August, which means we need to make an August TBR. That's right, a you and me. Here's the thing. I've already made it. I'm just going to tell you what I picked. Here it is. This is my July spread, and this is my August spread. August TBR. These are the books that I want to read. Side note, tangent. I have been loving this format I've been doing for my book journal. So if any of the book journal girlies need inspiration, I've been loving this. So I'm doing my wrap-ups where I print out a photo of the cover of every book that I've read, putting them in here, and like, that's it. I'm putting like underneath them my rating. Can I focus for like a second? My rating and what number book of the year it was. So Heartless by Elsie Silver was book number 38 and I rated it 5 stars. And then when I'm filling this out, I make a stack of books for the books that I want to read for my TBR for the next month. And then if I read them, I color them in. And then if I don't read them, obviously I don't color them in. So for June, I only read 2, but I did a lot better. In July, I read 4 out of 5, and Book Lovers, the one that I didn't read in July, I just finished that. And it's August 4th, so proud of me for that. But anyway, let's go over the books that I want to read in August. The first book that I want to read, this isn't been in order. These are just books that I want to read. So the first one that I grabbed is Lore of the Wilds by Annalay Sprana. Probably said that wrong, apologize. But this is a Fairy Loot edition, and honestly, I'm just trying to get through my Fairy Loot books. But especially now that August is like borderline fall, I want to read this. It's time. And I have the Romantasy subscription with Fairy Loot. The second Fairy Loot book I've gotten with them, and then I have 2 more on my shelf too that I haven't read, and then I have 1 that I have read. So I want to make sure that I'm reading a Fairy Loot book each month. So this is the one I want to try to read in August. Now I have to put it back. Okay, next on my list is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I haven't heard good things about this book, if I'm being honest. But I've had this book on my shelf for a year at least, and I just think it's time. And August is borderline fall, but it's also pretty summer still. So I want to try to get this done in the summer. This might be my next read. Actually, I think we've decided together this is the book I'm gonna read next because I just finished reading Book Lovers, so now I need a new one, and then here we are. Thank you. Couldn't have done it without you, honestly. But yeah, I don't know anything about this. It says, "You and me in 1 year. Don't let me down." No idea. I am a go into books blind type of person, so I'm gonna not even read the back, and I'm just gonna say this is the book that I'm reading next. Okay, the next book that I want to read is exciting. The next book is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. Don't know if I said that right, but this is very popular. If you are on Book Talk, if you are on BookTube and you haven't heard about this book, what are you doing? Where are you? What's going on? Yeah, pretty sure this is a fantasy romance, but it's vampires? I think this series gets looped in with like the ACOTARs of the world. My expectation is that it's more adulty, more like smutty than like the first ACOTAR book is or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I want to go in blind, but this copy of it is gorgeous. I love this. I love this copy. The copy that they have, just like, I got this one at Walmart, but the copy that they have just like in Barnes & Noble that doesn't look like this, it's so boring, and I never wanted to buy it, but then I saw this one. Here we are. So I would like to read that. Okay, the next one is on my Kindle. I'm not even gonna try to say the author's name, but I'll put it on the screen. Here it is right here, actually, right here. This is the author's name. This is the cover. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I saw this book in one of the Goodreads like lists that they send out. This is like a popular fantasy book. It also says national bestseller, but I haven't heard anything about this online other than that Goodreads list. But here we are. It says on the cover, what would you change if you could travel back in time? I feel like that's all you need to know. I think I'm on chapter 2. The premise of this one is kind of cool, so maybe I'll try to explain it. I'm pretty sure it is a magical coffee shop where when you have your cup of coffee, you can go and travel back in time, but you have to be back before your coffee gets cold, which like is not a long time. I think this follows 3 or 4 different like couples of people, so not like dating couples, but like a mom and a daughter and like other relationships. So I want to read this. Also, I got not new stickers, I just like changed out my stickers and I'm vibing. So that one sounds good, but I need to wait. I think, well, I was gonna read that when I was traveling, but my trip got canceled, but I still have another trip. We'll see. Next, so I don't have the physical copies of either of these 2 books. Well, one of them is Daydream by Hannah Grace. It's book number 3. Does that series have a name? It's like the Icebreaker series. So Icebreaker's book 1, Wildfire's book 2, and Daydream, which comes out on August 29th, so the end of this month. I already pre-ordered it a while ago, so technically it'll show up at my door and it'll be free. Girl math. So yeah, I'm very excited about that book. Very much looking forward to it. I mean, I think they're all like hockey romance vibes. Book 1 is very like stereotypical hockey romance, and then book 2, Wildfire, takes place at a summer camp. So honestly, great summer book. If you haven't read Wildfire, read that before summer's over. It's so fun. And then I don't really know what's going on with Daydream, but it's about another one of the hockey players, so it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it, obviously. The last book that I have on my TBR, like I said, very ambitious of me. I read 5 books last month, and here I am with 6 books on my TBR. Anyway, so the next book is Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is book number 3 of the Chestnut Spring series, which are actually right there. So book number 3, I don't have it currently, but it is on Kindle Unlimited, so I think I'm going to read it on Kindle Unlimited and not buy it just yet and wait until I'm a rich girl. And once I'm a rich girl, then I'll buy the 3rd book, or the 4th book. That one follows Winter's love story. Summer's sister, obviously. Summer from the 1st book has a sister, and sister's in a very, very bad relationship. Her husband does not treat her well, and so I'm pretty sure she's about to go to the Wishing Well Ranch and fall in love with someone who can treat her right. If there's one thing that those Chestnut Spring boys can do, it's treat a girl right. Anyway, I'm also holding up this book, so I think I'm going to talk about it. This is the Spell Book by Sarah Beth Durst. I recently bought this. I spent way too much money on it, but it's gorgeous. And look, the sprayed edges. Why am I like, yeah, I'll read this book, I'll buy this book and spend too much money on it, but I won't buy the 4th book in that series that I'm really excited about? Explain that to me. You can't. Anyway, I really want to read this month, but I'm gonna try to force myself to not read this month, because this is giving September. Like, if any book has ever given a month ever, this one is giving September the most. I don't know if that makes sense. Also unrelated to anything, I was talking to my partner about this, and June is so green. Nothing has ever been more green than June. Like, June and green give the same vibes. And I feel like I've landed on the August is blue. 1000% August is blue. September? Light brown. Maybe. Comment down below, what is September? If June is green, August is blue, what is September? I think that's all I've got for this video. This was just very chatty. Not even very chatty. This was just very chill zone. Comment down below what you're reading in August. That sounds fun and funky and fresh. Also, all the normal stuff. If you've gotten to this far into the video, subscribe if you haven't already, because what are you doing? Why would you get this far and not subscribe to my channel? Also, subscribe to my channel so I can buy number 4 in Chestnut Springs. How am I supposed to buy that if you don't subscribe? Right. Also follow me on Goodreads. I'll be linked down below if you want more up-to-date reviews and to see like what's happening. Also Instagram, I guess, if you want. I post there randomly, not very often, but if you want to see what's going on there, I'll post like pictures of the books I'm reading a little bit more often and stuff. So if you care about that, follow me there. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.